talk Eurovision.
Let's talk Eurovision. Let's talk Eurovision. Let's talk Eurovision.
Chocolate covered sugar and spice. Tasty, tasty, yum, yum, tasty.
How much time do we have left together? I can tell you. Tutta l'Italia, lasciateci parlare. Mio amore, espresso. We say la 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 la. I'm begging you, please just leave. Nothing safe, proti cię i zdrży swe proti cię.
Hey everyone, it is Matt with ESC United, and I don't know, did anything happen today? I'm not sure, but in case it didn't, let me just bring you back up to speed. It's the night of the Eurovision Song Contest 2025, and we do have a winner. Chicken Dinner Austria has won the Eurovision Song Contest 2025 with JJ Wasted Love. I think the first thing we have to do is a big, big congratulations to Austria for winning this whole thing. What a nice accomplishment. We're all very happy for you after I mean, it hasn't been that long, only 11 years since Conchita Wurst, so we don't have to go too far now, right? From one side to the other. But we have so much to talk about because the results have been nuts, if you ask me. And I don't know how, and now that the contest is over and I no longer need to comply to any of the regulations of the accreditation, I can be very honest about tonight. That was a lot. Listen, we are all happy we're going back to Austria. I've been there in 2015 in Vienna, and I'm glad to go back. I speak the language. It's affordable. It's certainly more affordable than Switzerland. And hopefully we're going to a different place in Vienna. Not against Vienna, but I'd love to go to Innsbruck. Oh, that would be so nice. But let's just go. I'm trying to get off because I'm not sure, like the screens and all stuff, they just went so fast I could not even take screenshots or whatsoever. So I will just, I know that lots of questions in the chat, so I just trying to share my thoughts first here. It's been an intense days. So how is your audience vote less suspenseful and impressive than the jury vote? I need to accept the breakout. Help me all think it through. So besides the obvious Israel vote that we get, from the promotion, has any other country, did Estonia win besides that, the televote? Besides, Israel won the televote and then Estonia? Am I correct about that? It is just nuts. I did say, though, I knew that Israel would win or be second in the televote. I just didn't think that all the other countries would do that little. It was just an absolutely insane results. Switzerland getting 0. That was the biggest shocker, of course. Now, the United Kingdom, it almost has become tradition, but I predicted a repeat of 24, and from that perspective, I was right, I guess. But there were plenty of others that I was wrong about. So I'm bringing the scoreboard up here again. I'm going to share that on screen as well so we can all take a look at it again. Hold on tight. I'm using the wrong run. It's always pressure when you have to get that quick. Okay, now let's look at this. I probably need to push this button first. Ha-ha! Austria is coming first, as we said, with only 460 points. That is super low for a winner. And Israel in second place, only like 70 points behind or so. I know that Austria needed exactly 100 points to win. They got like 179. That is such a low score. And Estonia is coming third because after Israel, it basically came second in the televote. So completely turned things around. I'm very happy for them. I'm surprised that the juries actually put it in the top 10. Sweden coming fourth. I think that's a good result considering, even though they're considered the winner. They did well in the televote. Didn't they get like 198? I'd have to look it up. And considering it sounds low, but the way the points were distributed, it's actually a third or fourth place. Help me out here real quick. And then Italy coming fifth. That's the biggest surprise to me. Greece, I'm glad that they came in sixth place. They did better. Also, France, disappointed. In the televote in particular, only 50 points. But the bigger disappointment was, of course, Finland in 11th. They didn't, they only got 100 and something in the televote. It's just such a weird televote, y'all. I predicted Albania in 8th. I said Albania 9th and Ukraine 8th, and they flipped around. Switzerland, I thought they're going to do really well. They did some amazingly in the jury vote. I didn't expect such a flop in the televote. Finland 11th. That is a shocker. Netherlands also underperformed in the televote. Latvia, I'm very happy with the 13th. Oh, man. So Poland, yeah. Germany, I'm happy for Germany. 15th place for them is great. It sounds disappointing on paper, but I think with the way things were going, it's crazy. Lithuania expected 16th place. I always finish out there. Malta 17, Norway 18. Better than I thought. UK 19. Armenia 20th. I thought they're going to do a little better, but yeah, just the whole point distribution this time around was such an insane mess, y'all. So this is insanity. But now I know what everyone is saying about something has to be changed with the televote, because we know what's happening right now with Israel, right? How they buying the votes basically with all the promotion and the additional stuff that happens on time screen, all that stuff. And the EBU has not been touching because I know they make a bunch of money off of that as well. I'm wondering if after all of this, that they're finally rethinking what's happening. Because it is, it is a difficult situation when we see Israel on the split screen at the very end almost winning. Do you think a lot of people boycotted reason for low scores? I don't. A lot of people boycotted, I'm sure, but at the same time, I don't think there was just a clear winner this time around. People just didn't have a clear favorite like they had with like in Finland in 23 and Croatia and Ukraine in 24, that kind of thing. So, and so people are saying for the third year in a row, the jury decided on the winner as well. Keep that in mind. But in this case, people probably not complain. But yeah, it's a very interesting thing. This not being a clear winner really made this year unique. Juries were all over the place. Televote was somehow disappointing for every country. I'm split on if it's good or bad. Well, all the high points mostly went to Israel, of course, and then Estonia just completely, it's the only country that could keep up with this. So that was the biggest surprise of them all. I knew Estonia would do so well. I didn't expect them to come that high, like in terms of like a landslide second place, and I didn't expect them to be in the top 10 with the juries, which makes me happy. Okay, sorry that you feel to unsubscribe, but that's the moment after the chat. If you want to get more level-headed people, come back tomorrow. It's better when you get some night off. If you don't agree with my opinion, then that's certainly your right to do so. But I'm gonna just, say what it is. Let me see if I need to get a fresh jury breakout and all that stuff. That's what I'm looking for next here. A televote. I mean, we know the jury. We saw the jury. I mean, I know. My internet is super slow right now. We do know that how the jury vote, but I want to get the exact run through. I suspect Sweden would have won with Estonia second had Israel not been in it. Israel second up for all the votes for the political reasons, and it scares me to bits. Well, listen, if you are very much against the Israel criticism, Yan, you probably want to leave because that's kind of what we've been pointing out, that the situation here. Israel's not winning because of its most popular song. It's winning for other reasons. And I think most people, even those who support Israel, would agree with that. But yeah, I'm just telling you. So let's see here. Nope, still no updates here. And if people can also keep an eye out on the official Eurovision website, once the breakout is provided, that would be fantastico. Let me scroll down here. So that means probably San Marino squeezed in the semi one, right? Only getting a few points, coming last. And then I predicted Denmark probably being the second to last. Also, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But it goes back to what I said before. They have these sacrificial lambs that put the ones that didn't do so well, like Denmark and San Marino, between and after the favorites, and boom, that's the situation we're running into. And that's why I hate the producer-driven running order, because they have their sacrificial lambs, and it's very, very upsetting to me. According to your theory regarding Ukraine, Germany should have won. I'm quite happy about those 12 points. I know, right? Not it was just a fun little thing. It would have been nice. But yeah, I guess that streak is over for them. What was the most confusing result for you? Zoe getting 0 points from the televote was a shocker and so sad. Yes, that was probably the biggest surprise to me. I'm surprised that Italy did so well, not because I didn't like the song, but it seems like a very old-fashioned song, but Italy somehow knows how to charm Europe, and I think that's wonderful. But I was very surprised about that. But definitely it was the biggest surprise to me, probably as well. So Denmark came 8th in the semi from the Danish commentator. Okay, then it's interesting that they even did worse in the finals, but yeah. Let's see here. So yeah, so there will be a lot of things, and I think everyone, all of us, we need to calm down a little. There is a lot to talk about. The voting. Yes, we can talk about Israel. We can talk about the show. We can talk about the producer-driven running order. There's so many things that needs to be discussed. But right now, I think our anger or our frustration or relief are very, very dramatic right now. So let's be careful with what we do and say here, because what we don't want to say something that is something we cannot take back. The Big Five needs to be abolished from auto qualification. Songs should not be getting 0 points constantly in the final. If you abolish the Big Five, Eurovision is probably going to die. And I'm not saying that to be like facetious. I mean it. Imagine the Big Five not qualifying. Nobody will watch it, and the Big Five will not. They will have to contribute a whole lot less. Then their contribution has to go down, and every other country has to pick up the slack, and then nobody can afford Eurovision. So it is an unfortunate situation, but you need them in order for Eurovision to live on, as much as it sucks. Matt, it's not political to say that countries shouldn't be able to buy votes through advertising. No, I agree with you with that. I will speak out more about like it should not be allowed. They need to fix the voting. Maybe 20 votes per person and credit card isn't just doing it, because right now, that is exactly what we warned about, right? That is exactly what we said, like this was going to happen. People actually made fun of me when I said Israel might win. Like, Matt, the song is inferior to last year's song, and she's not as good of a singer, and people getting tired. That's not the point. This is not the televote. People also talk about, we need to abolish the juries. I hopefully know we cannot abolish the jury. And we can talk about it, how both sides needs to be fixed. Been following Eurovision for 10 years now, and every year my favorite has come second, but finally that curse is broken with Austria. Yay, happy for you, and thank you so much for your super chat. I really appreciate it. It was a great song. I'm still shocked it only got 179 points, but hey, at least it made it. So I'm trying to go into Eurovision.tv. Anybody seeing the updates on Eurovision.tv? If the link... I always have trouble finding the link because it's always weirdly buried in their website. So let me know. What does Malta have to do to get televotes? Wouldn't be surprised if they scrapped through the 9th or 10th in the semifinal. Probably did. I'm not too surprised. Look, Malta has done really well with the televotes in the past. There's not like a reason why Malta can't do well with the televoters. They just have to find the groove and spark again. You can make the same point for Spain. Spain did really well 1 year with the televoters, and then all of a sudden they went back to Mrr. But if you when you send the right song, it will work. There's no reason to believe it's a country thing. It's a Malta thing or a Spain thing or a Germany thing. So just keep that in mind. So I was surprised that it was doing better with the juries than the televoters. But I think this year you cannot even take, because everything has been so all over the place. Man, I'm looking at the score. Netherlands not even in the top 10. Finland not in the top 10. Switzerland coming second with the juries and barely staying in the top 10 in 10th place. Yeah, this is a crazy little situation here. I need the results, y'all. I need to open a new window. Eurovision is meant to be about music, not politics or nationality. It feels like the results are more about identity and influence than performance. We need to talk about that because it's a little bit more nuanced than that. I know what you're saying. Because there is some overlap there, but we also see different winners, especially with the juries, every year. So that's why I'm saying we need the juries. But the juries aren't perfect either. We've seen that in the past. So we need to talk about, as people and friends and fans of the show, how to fix this current mess. And hopefully Martin Green and his team will look into this, because you cannot keep doing this. The reputation of the contest is at risk here. But I need to marinate over this as well. Thank you so much for your support, by the way. Televote Israel 297, Estonia 250. So Sweden came third with 195. So it's a great televote result, but it's such a huge gap because all the televote points were given to Israel. And then Austria is 4th place. That is still great, right? Nemo came only 5th and won. So technically it's not that bad of a result. It's just the point distribution is just nuts. And then Albania coming 5th. Is that Albania's best televote result ever? I sure hope so. Well deserved. Ukraine coming 6th, not a surprise. Poland coming 7th. I told you this will do well with the televoters. Greece coming 8th with the televoters. Finland 9. and then the rest 99 or less. So that is crazy. So Finland did come at least top 10 with the televoters, but not like crazy. Man, this is crazy. So we have so much to talk about here. So I am still shook. Thank you so much. Ban Israel immediately. Well, first of all, it's a little bit too late for that for 2025, right? We have to have the conversation in 2026. And we need to have the conversation also about what happened and why the EBU didn't listen. And even if you kept, leaving Israel in the contest, we knew that the televote would be not fair. And that was the issue at this point. Greece got lower score from juries than TV. Such disgusting. Greece got lower score? Didn't Greece get... Really? I thought they got about the same. I think Greece did well with both. But yeah, it's not, I don't know. I'm still looking at, I'm trying to go to Eurovision.tv and see if they have the results. It's under Basel 25, maybe, event. No, nothing there yet, right? First semifinal. No, they haven't updated it yet. They only have the grand final. Okay, so let me see here. They don't even have the jury breakout yet, right? Detailed voting results. Let me click on that. Oh, they just have it broken up by country. It's going to make it a little difficult to see all of that. So, okay, yeah, that's difficult to read just here right now. I'm going to jurors right now. No, they're also not listed yet. So forgive me. I'm just really trying to see if anything comes up. But right now, they don't have the semi results in yet, even though the Danish people know already they were 8th. Interesting that they're not sharing that with us. Yet again, winner did not get any points from televote. Yes, they got points. I got 179. Israel. Austria came 4th. Austria came 4th in the televote with 179 points, I believe. So that is not bad. It's just the lowest score we've ever seen from a televoter. But keep in mind, the only ones that were, ahead besides Israel, that's always is Sweden by like 20 points, and then Estonia, who came 2nd, coming from the 3rd position. That is amazing. That is amazing. Let that sink in. Matt, I've been here for a long time. I've been here for a long time since you returned, but I usually never speak, but I'm always listening. Thank you for everything you do for all of us. By the way, Austria, yes, I am excited. I mean, I love Austria, right? And the good thing is, for selfish reasons, screw all of the songs in the running. My family lives in Germany, even though more in the northern part. I can just hop on a flipping train or whatever and visit them before or after. So I am happy. I am very happy. Televotes were no more spread out this year. No one got more than 300. Last year, 3 countries had 300 plus. Yes, it's not just only the 300. Look at the 200 points, right? Usually we have way more countries than that. And then it was so flippin' close. Eurovision World has the results on results 25. Okay, I'm going to Eurovision World then. Funny how they're faster than... Oh, I'm in the betting odds. What am I doing? Results 2000. I'm going to bring that up in a minute as well on screen, by the way. Just so you know. So let me close everything else out here. Okay, I'll share my screen, y'all. Just hang on tight. Here we go. Let's see. We're going to semifinal 1 first. Okay. Wait, no, that's just running order. Where did you say that? I don't see any results yet. I only see the running order. Unless I'm missing something, look. If I go to results, Anywhere else am I supposed to look? I don't think they have it. Huh. But let's just, while I'm waiting for this, let's just look at the public here, right? Because that's the one I just want to make sure. So Israel came first. We all know that with 297, 258, Sweden, Austria. It's a great result for Austria, 4th place, right? The only thing would have been like if so Albania, Ukraine, Poland, right? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 for Greece, 9 for Finland, 10 for Italy. So Italy did a little, but still great, 97. 11 for Germany, came in 11th place. That's pretty amazing. 12 for Norway, way better than I thought. 13 for Lithuania. It's expected. They always get like mid-table. 14 France, that's a disappointment. 15 Netherlands, that's a disappointment. 16 Latvia, yeah, I expected that. 17 Iceland, 18 Armenia, 19 Luxembourg, 20 San Marino. Actually, not that bad, but so many low points as well, right? Portugal got 13, Spain got 10, Malta 8, Denmark 2, and then Switzerland and UK did nothing. So, okay, detail votes are only for final lap only because we have to wait for the thing. So that is basically what we have here. So the biggest discrepancies were actually then probably Israel, because the jury gave it like what position? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15th place for the juries, right? That's a big difference there. So in the end, I guess, it was a good winner in my book. Tommy could actually had won if it not for Israel. Yes, probably they would have won. Well, wait. They came third. Who was second? Oh, it was Israel. No, because Austria would have still been ahead, right? But we don't know how the points would have been distributed. We don't know. We don't know about that, how that would have turned out, but potentially. But the point is, we'll never know. So, the fake crowd noises need to go. Amazing songs fell a bit flat with no organic audience participation. Right? I thought this whole show this year. Now, I will say the good and bad, and this is not against the Swiss broadcast. It was done a lot by the EBU. The hosts were fantastic. The flow of the show was fantastic. Everything looked amazing, in my view. It was the performances that felt manufactured because of this dishonest sound. Or is it just me? I felt that way, at least. And of course, it was a little bit manipulative. And I think it hurt certain songs. Absolutely. Results. Somebody has them now. Is it the same link? I'm opening it up. Hold on. Yeah, well, it's the same thing, right? Yeah. I'm looking for the semifinal results, which we do not have just yet. Thank you, though. I'm glad it. So the televote is controlled by small, motivated populations. The only way to fix it is increase the amount of people voting, which televoting needs to be free. I don't know if that's going to make the difference. Maybe as well, but maybe we should limit it to 1 vote or 2 votes per phone number. Because, people vote 20 times and, and the regular person only votes once or twice. Or maybe there needs to be another way. There needs to be another way. I don't know if we have to go down like what Italy used to do, demoscopic jury that consists of fans or something like that. But there needs to be something that we can fix the manipulation, or not even the manipulation. Put that aside. It needs to be a fair voting. And, Ukraine gets points because, of the war and all that stuff. I understand that. And it's not their fault. The difference is Ukraine is not paying for, like promotion, all that stuff. It's just a genuine emotional vote for Ukraine. But can we make the case? Would that song done as well as for Latvia or whatever? We just don't know. The point is we need to fix the voting. And honestly, I call some other countries. Lithuania often gets so many 12-pointers, or like Serbia, when they make it to the final from the same countries, they always get 12 points from Latvia, 12 points from Ireland, all that stuff. Maybe not this year. I'm just saying there's so many different other things that need to be fixed. I think we're getting to a point where this is getting to a point where it's just no longer sustainable. That is just my thinking. And this is not to attack any country personally or anything, right? It's just like the jury are flawed. Remember a few years ago when they all tried to cheat and lots of them were disqualified? Now the televoters we have an issue that need to be fixed as well. So the EBU has a lot of homework, because last year the EBU took a big hit, and I'm worried they're going to take another big hit this time either. No 12 pointers from, oops, that was the wrong one. Sorry, I tried to do the super chat. Thank you about that. No 12 pointers from country from the Tele for Austria, which is, didn't the same thing happen for Lorraine, right? Which is different because most of the 12 pointers went probably to Israel, looking at the scores. So it doesn't surprise me to see that. I mean, look at it, 179 points. It's hardly anything. So I'm curious what other delegations and other broadcasters have to say over the next coming weeks and months, because there's certainly a conversation to be had. And I'm trying to be as tactful. Look, I've been very vocal about my situation about, Israel currently should not be in the contest with what's happening, especially if we apply the logic with Russia and all that stuff, right? I've been very vocal about that. I've been very supportive of, supporting the rights of Palestinians and their lives more than anything, the hell that they're going through right now. I don't want to make it about Israelis people in general, and certainly not about the singer. She went through hell as well, on October 7th. So we want to be very careful calling people names. I don't want to make it about the artist. I don't want to make it about the country. I want to make it about what a government is doing. That is very, very important. So we need to keep that aside. I love the people from Israel. I love the people from a lot of places. It's just about, we don't make it about the people. We make it about those responsible for the wars. And you can make a case they're propaganda, blah, blah, blah. Sure. But let's be at least human beings here. That's all I'm asking for. Just be, that's all I wanted to throw out there. And if I've missed some, I know I see some, forgive me if I missed super chats. It's just a lot going on here, and I came fully unprepared for this. So if I missed it, please call me out on it. I'm trying, I need somebody to help me with that next time. That's what I'm saying. So let's not, let's just be good people. That's why I think having a conversation tomorrow will be better. Do you think the problem lies with the televote could be partially solved by giving less votes per person? For example, in Italy, we can vote for max 20 times per number. I didn't know you can only do 5 times. Yes, I do think that would be helpful. Well, let me say, I don't know if it would be helpful, but at least we could try. We need to try something different, because right now the televote is a little jumbled. And I understand we need to worry about more companies, more countries withdrawing if this continues. That is certainly what it is. It's fine if you missed my super chat. Forgive me if I did. It's not intentional that I'm ignoring you. I need to have, like somebody who helps me with that next time. But honestly, I have not given anyone a heads up on this, So again, I just came back last minute on this year because I was so busy with my personal struggles. So it is. I mean, surely that fact that the song came 5th in the televote, winning the whole thing, is a bigger problem. Is it though? Would it be the other way around an issue? I do think that juries in televote need to have an equal say. And there were times in 22, I think Ukraine came only 5th or so in the jury vote, and then the televote raised it. The problem, I think this year we almost have to look at it differently, just because the way the points fell. Right, it's just a very odd year. In the prior 2 years, sure, the juries had such a landslide winner that the televote was unable to catch up. That's why you can make the case, should the juries vote in the semis again to bring other jury favorites back into the final, so they're not all gonna, go support 1 or 2 songs dramatically. So that's just one thing we need to keep in mind. Yeah, that's another thing I wanted to point out. Thank you. I just want to say, enjoy your lives. I need you, fake you, getting 0 points from the public. It's getting a little. Oh gosh, my point, my take on. I expected it. Even in my reaction video, I haven't uploaded it yet, but I will. Is I had a feeling that was going to happen. I said that they're going to flop with the televote. I knew that, but I was really rooting for the actual juries to do their job, because I said before, and oftentimes I have more of a jury taste than a televote taste. I'm not going to lie. And so my ranking is much closer to what the juries have than what the televote did. So I expected the UK to do quite well, and I'm glad they did. Now, and I did say we may have a 2024 repeat, and guess what? We had a 2024 repeat. So it made me giggle a little but I think it's sad. But again, we know that it's not because of the UK. It's like we have an issue with the UK. It's really just the song was early on in the fandom everywhere, just not really well received, except for me. Give me 1 second. I'm typing up something. Okay. Okay. So that's one of the things about the UK, that it was certainly unfortunate, but don't think it's like an anti-UK thing. That's what a lot of people think immediately. People don't like us. It's like nobody thinks they're being liked. It's the countries that are not doing well. Now the Dutch are going to say, oh, people don't like us because we underperformed. Hopefully not, because you do well quite a bit, but it's always a defense mechanism. So the last 3 winners received a grand total of 112 points from the public. Surely that is wrong. It is wrong. It is wrong. Don't blame the juries per se. I mean, even though you can say the juries decided the winner, there is an issue with if you only allow televoters to decide who qualifies, then some other jury baits, they will not going to do well. It would be the same way around if only the juries would decide on the qualifiers. Of course, the televoters would probably, because Finland may have not qualified if it would have been for the juries. They probably would have, but you get my point, something like that. So could you imagine some sort of outcome? So I do agree this needs to be fixed. But how? Should there be, I'm going to say something controversial. Is the current voting system outdated? The 12-10-8-7 thing. Is it time after 50 years to change the voting system? Oh, I probably pissed off a lot of people. But just think about it. We need to think about new options. It worked for a while, but right now, it's not. They need to address the vote manipulation because the way it's skewing the results for lower placements, it's unfair for all other contestants who miss out on smaller points. That's exactly what it is. Is it time to have more than 10 countries to get points? That would be another thing. There are things that need to be addressed. The EBU and broadcasters love to throw changes at us that nobody wants. Maybe this is something that needs to be considered. But I don't know if I want to end that can of worms either. Just wondering what you will say tomorrow about the jury breakdown. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the jury breakdown, I need to see all the countries and, but it was somewhat expected. I thought France going to do a little better with the juries. They didn't do bad. They got like a handful of 12-pointers, and I thought it would be between France and Austria. I'm pleasantly surprised that Switzerland did so well with the juries. But that must have been, is that not the biggest jury difference ever? 280 or whatever, not 280, I don't know, 200 something, whatever. Switzerland had versus 0 points. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thanks for your hard work. I'm happy for Austria, but for me, the peak of tonight was Karius and Baby Lasagnas performing together. That was epic. When I saw that yesterday already, I was like, oh, y'all gonna love it. You're gonna eat that thing up. And so did I. Absolutely. So yeah. Are the results in yet, y'all? Not yet, huh? For the semi 1 and semi 2. Why is it taking so long? I'm sure there's going to be a press conference, but let's talk about host, because we know Austria will host, right? I don't think they're going to pass up on hosting because it's not going to go to Israel in second place. I think the odds are, of course, Vienna. They just have the most option. Does Innsbruck have a decent hall that can be used? Or what other cities are potentially in the running? I am trying to think right now. The need makes a change in presentation. Maybe jury televoters together, as the chance of double nil points is rare and saves any humiliation. Then have the break down released after. Yeah, I mean, I do like the current because right now it feels like the televoters have an important say, you know. So I understand, but if you just do it together, it's a little boring. That's what they tried to change in 2016. So I don't dislike the way they present the points. It's just how the points are being gathered is probably my concern. I think the public is influenced too much by shows like The Voice and focus on voice too much instead of song and package. Do you mean the juries are or the public? Because if it really goes by voice, Estonia would not have gotten most of the televote points, not counting Israel. So yeah. So okay, people are telling me the thingy things are out. I cannot talk. The actual semi points. So I'm bringing it up right now. Oh, not on my end. Where do you see that? I'm going to the table. Oh, I see it. Here's my yearly contribution, keeping the channel going. Thank you so much this week and community for build here. I love the diversity of the juries this year, but sad that the some getting zeros, JJ's saved Eurovision for me today. Okay, I mean, I think it saved a lot of people's Eurovision today. Could you imagine the fallout? Okay, so now people are saying on Eurovision World, okay, you all drive me nuts in the best way possible, of course. Let me go back to Eurovision World. How? Okay. I'm going to refresh the page. I'm not seeing shit. Oh, I do. No, that's the final. No, that is semi one. Okay, I'll bring it up, y'all. Don't leave me. If you leave me, then I mean, there's nothing much I can do about it, right? All right, I understand. Share. And let's move over here. I said show on stream. There you go. Okay, so I see the points here, right? Can you sort it by points? So Ukraine came first. No surprise. Albania came second, you all, with 122. The Netherlands came 3 with 121. And then they came like what? So far down. Sweden came only 4th. It's like crazy, the semis versus finals. Estonia 5th. Estonia only came 5th with the televoters and then did so well in the finals. Crazy. Iceland did so much better, 6. Then 7 Poland. 8 Norway, 9 Portugal, and 10 San Marino. Oh, and Cyprus missed it by 2 lousy points. And Belgium flopped hard, not hard, but 23 points, only tied for 13th place with Slovenia. And Azerbaijan is expected coming last here. This is odd, y'all. Maybe semi 2 makes a little bit more sense. I doubt it. Let's do this here. Oh, they're not on there yet. So we got to wait for that. Let me know when that's ready. I'm going to stop sharing until that's ready. This is just such a weird year, right? It almost has like a 2011 feel to it, but different. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of dialogue happening. So I'll keep refreshing Eurovision World because I don't see it on the other side. Wiener Stadthalle has 16,000 capacity. Innsbruck Olympia has 12,000. And Graz 11 with then Welt with 9,000. So yeah, so it would have to be either Wiener Stadthalle, I guess, or Innsbruck. Keep in mind, it's not just the arena. You have to have a press center nearby. You have all these other things. You have enough hotel rooms there. There's so many different, the roof has to have certain support needed, blah, blah, blah. So we'll see. There will be a winner's press conference if you want to watch it. I personally find them fairly boring. But it's your call if you want to watch it. But why would you watch it when you can talk to me? I'm offended. Hang on, I'm just looking something else up. Okay, even I don't even see it on Eurovision.tv when I go to second semifinal. Detailed voting results, maybe in the second semifinal. They have the detailed results how each country voted, but not the combination. It just really. If somebody has anything that can tell me, you let me know. But I cannot figure it out. You just know that there's people in SVT breathing sigh of relief that they don't have to host again. I know, right? Will be interesting to see how these changes Melody Festival in next year. I mean, honestly, a fourth place is still great. You know, Sweden will be very happy to know that they can send a song in Swedish and still do well. They came third with the televote, a little lower with the juries, but not that much, right? And they all knew that this song may not be always a jury like magnet, but it did well enough. So it's encouraging. Same for Germany. Even Germany only finished, 14th place or something like that. That is still a success. Kind of what happened last year, but this time actually the televote was actually more on their side. Latvia won semi 2. Apparently, where did you hear that? I will not believe that. But if they did, that would be a shocker. The best way possible, because I love that song, but then only getting a few points in the semi, that makes no sense. They need to recheck. I need to have a recount of the votes. Second semi are on Eurovision.tv. I don't see them, and I'm on second semi. I see blank. I click on event. Let me go to the main page. Where do you see it? I'm not seeing it. Here, let me share my screen. See this sucker? I go to event. Don't you usually go here and then I click on second semifinal and it's blank. Merp. Yes, you can click on the detailed results and you get like all this stuff, but I don't know how to count these together. I don't have time to do that. So that's what I don't see. All right, then I don't see it, so y'all can show me what you see. I'm going to put this one on there. Ireland 120. Oh no, Israel 126. Ireland 28. Armenia 51. Australia 41. Austria 104. That's a great result. Denmark 61. Finland 150. Finland did better than Austria, but then kind of significantly worse in the final. Georgia 28. Greece 112. Greece did better than Austria in the semis, and Austria didn't have like the greatest running order either. Latvia 112. Latvia did no, I'm getting confused. Latvia 130? How am I reading this? Wow. Holy smokes. Holy camoli. I'm absolutely shook by this. Wow. This voting is nuts. If this is true, you're not making this up, right? If you're making this up, I'm telling you, I'm going to throw you so far. Yeah, I don't know if this is real. I don't see anything else, so I am taking this with a grain of salt. Y'all, I don't know. There should have been like right out. Bada Bada Basta was this year's Occidental Karma. I don't agree with that statement because Occidental Karma underperformed significantly. Sweden came third with the televote. And again, that is an amazing result. Italy came like 6th or so. and came, so it's a little different. We did say we don't know what the juries will do with Sweden this year. That was always the biggest question. But the points are so awkward this year. It is just, I feel like I don't want to make any comparisons to previous years because it's just 25 is so 25. So I know there was another super chat. Forgive me, I'm multitasking. I think I found it. A small thanks for the lives this year. Was out of the bubble too, but it was fun to be engaged here a bit. The results have broken my brain and heart. Yeah, more my brain than my heart, but my heart is a little scraped as well, I guess. So, so somebody actually manually counted the points, somebody's saying. So thank you for doing that. If that is accurate and you didn't count it incorrectly, I appreciate that result. I just, it's I'm busy. So forgive me if I skipped any super chats. I'm trying my best. Let me go back here. There's another one here. I can't believe Ukraine won semi-1. It is so political. That is okay. I will kind of use. It's not. This is not political. It's emotional, right? That's the slightly I would use. People vote with their hearts, right? And people want to vote for Ukraine. Now, it is fair to say that it seems difficult to justify every year, the same countries doing well in a contest that should be, from a judging perspective, fair. But then it also, you can make a case, Eurovision compared to what's really going on in Ukraine is irrelevant, but yeah, I get your point. So it's always a little careful with that, because when Ukraine, it's not it's political when you have the government be part of it, but here it's a very different situation in Ukraine. But I still understand, it seems the diaspora is currently an issue, right? That is because people, and there's still sympathy votes, maybe the emotional vote. Yes, you cannot be angry at Ukraine. I mean, again, what Ukraine is going through is horrific. So, but we need to come with a way to make Eurovision fair. And right now, it is not. If I was a country like, I don't know, Belgium or whoever, I'd be like, I'm not going to have any shot here if, all these certain votes go one way, so I understand that. So it is something we need to discuss for sure. Switzerland absolutely deserved top 5. That is so sad. I know, right? It is very, very sad. I am actually very upset. 0 points. Even if it wouldn't have gotten a top 5, a few points from the televoters. It's my favorite song this year. People, that's what I'm saying. I'm with the juries on this one. So it is tough. What do you think about Belgium? I love the country. I've only been once in my life, actually, but I love it there. But if you talk about the song, it wasn't my song. I thought it was going to qualify, and it didn't. It scored lower than I thought, so that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Could the early voting in the final had a big impact on the results? Probably, but also it kind of levels it out, because in the past was always the late songs that got all the advantages. Now it seems like are the early ones getting the. I mean, we cannot really put Israel in the same bucket for the reasons we just mentioned, right? It's a unique situation. Same for Ukraine, but Estonia doing so well, 3rd place. It's encouraging because in the past that was always an issue. There's an error on the ESC website. Somebody's saying it's coming up for me. So I don't know what's happening there. Oh, with the points. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. I'm still refreshing here. Netherlands 12th position. So wrong. He deserved so much better. I predicted that there would be in the definitely in the on the top 10. The fact that it didn't happen makes me very, very sad. I hope the Netherlands doesn't feel discouraged. I mean, 12th place is not horrible, but I think the song was way better. But yeah. Belgium got 12 points from San Marino jury voting instead of televote, and only 11 points from the actual televote. So this is a very interesting one. Why did the jury vote in Belgium? Was there an issue with the televote? And if that's the case, I kind of reiterate my point. Should Belgium have been qualified? Because, this would have been another song that would have gotten a lot of points from the juries, and we wouldn't have as many big of landslide winners from the juries. That is what we need to take into account. That is why the EBU needs to reconsider what they are doing. Thank you so much for this, by the way. So Ukraine wins the semi with a bad song. It's emotional, but when Israel wins, you don't accept that people support Israel after 7-10. Listen, that's not what it is, and you know that. We're talking about what is happening with the government and the embassies pushing advertising for Israel. And there is a huge campaign for that. You don't see that with Ukraine. There is money in play here. That is the point. We should not be able to buy and advertise for votes like that. That is what we're talking about. And you know what I'm talking about. It's a very different story. So, still nothing on semi 2, right? San Marino always has a G. Oh yeah, I was thinking my brain is bad. I was thinking the other way around. Belgium had a jury. Ugh, it's too much. Forgive me. And at last, Ukraine sent artistic full packages. Israel's are tacky. Okay. Well, that is subjective, right? I personally didn't like the Ukrainian song this year, and I will make a case that probably wouldn't have done as well maybe from another country, but we'll never know. We'll never know. Now I will not comment on the Israeli song because it's hard not having emotional situation there. So while we had the results, Matt, what were your biggest shockers in the voting? I love you with all my heart. So don't take it the wrong way when I say this. What the hell is wrong with you asking me this very difficult question? The short answer is everything. Everything is confusing. The way the televotes panned out, when we look at semi versus final, how the televote is all over the place and then completely changed and doesn't line up. And it's a mess. It's an absolute mess. So, but if you talk about individual countries, I go back to Switzerland not getting any points, Italy doing quite so well. And I'm not upset about it. I was just surprised. So we'll see. Oop, my camera's frozen here for a second. My screen was frozen for a second. Only 8 points for Malta. I'm done with Eurovision. Oh, I'm sorry. I give it sleep over. We'll be back here tomorrow and talk this through, yeah? Because I understand the feelings. I understand the upset. I feel kind of like about Switzerland. But keep in mind that this is Malta's first time back in the finals, and the televoters put Malta in the finals in the first place. And I know it hurts right now, especially that when the juries give it more, but just give it some time. I get the feeling. I understand. I'm angry too. I think they deserved a little more. I expect them to actually be on the left side of the scoreboard. I'm glad after getting so much flack, Italy did well. So many discounted Lucio and said he would be Italy's worst result. Wrong. I never said it would be Italy's worst result, but I didn't think it was going to do as well. It did much better with the juries, to be fair, right? It didn't quite make the top 10 with the televoters, but it still did better than I thought it would. So I didn't think that the juries would go for Italy as much, just because there are other vocally more remarkable entries in there and compositions, in my view. And I tend to be more on the side of the juries. Italy, I didn't see quite the appeal, but to be fair, and I'm allowed to have like a one-off year with Italy because I like them every year, right? They're always in my top 3 or top 2 or my number 1. So yeah, it is no press conference now, people are saying. I thought that what's happening to Eurovision, y'all? This is exposure for the artists as well. This is exposure for the artists. And if you take that away from them, why would you want to do Eurovision? Sure, this is still exposure to the songs and all that stuff, but Come on, give them their time. The least that they can do for him is a press conference. UK people feel annoyed with the 0 points again. It feels like a bad joke. It does, doesn't it? And I understand that. I fully understand that. It sucks. It really, really sucks. That's why I'm saying maybe the point system has to change. Maybe we have to come up with a different way with the scoring, because it sucks. And yes, UK got to top 10 with the juries. Happy. I love the song. I want it to be high up. So it wasn't worth 0 points. I say that, but I figured man, this is nuts, y'all. We could talk here for hours, but you might have spoken about it, but seeing the scoreboard for 1 second after every vote was a hot mess. Impossible for the diehard fans to follow. Never mind casual. That's what I said. I said it in my reaction video. I'm like, I cannot keep up with it. It's so hard to see what's going on. And I understand they have to jump back, but they could have like a small one on the side or something like that. Just something. Oh, man. Yeah, there's room for improvement. It's not the end of the world. It sucked, the scoreboard thing. I think that is something they can learn. They did some fixes, at least they showed us the full position of the country each time, which they didn't do in previous years. We had to count to figure out where they were. There needs to be a better way to visually make it work and pop, in my view. Thank you so much for the super chat, by the way. How about voting by ranking instead of points? Each country would have ranked all the songs from 1 to 26. That would be nice. That would be nice. I think that may be one option. Or, okay. In certain countries do that. They maybe even do that in Melodifestivalen. I don't know. Not that I want to make Eurovision more Melodifestivalen, but other countries do it as well. If you get 2% of the vote, let's say, you should get 2% of the points. Something like that. You know what I mean? Because it sucks if your country comes in like 11th and 15th place all the time, but hardly ever into the top 10. It would also help a little bit the friendly voting. Do you know what I mean? Because then the countries that miss out because of friendly voting still get point and can still gather stuff. Get like a few points here and there, and then pass those who always get high points. I think it's time to change the point system. I will do a video about that. We'll talk this through. I may need your help with that, thinking it through. So on my channel, I will put articles and put like comments on there, and I need you to help me figure out what to do. I need to marinate over this, but the more I talk this out loud with you all, I think it's time we need to look at the point system. That as iconic and amazing it is, we either have to change it back to only have one set of votes between juries and televotes, or we're going to fix it and change it. So, but the current direction, yeah, we have some concerns. And everything that I say comes out of place of love for the contest. And I've been a fan for over 25 years now. And I want this contest not to only survive, but be taken seriously by lots of people. Because for a while, we had like the reputation of Eurovision was much more stellar and like respected. Sure, there were always the jokey stuff, all this stuff. But it has gotten really like, okay, Eurovision has some pretty good stuff. And now we're kind of like, so it's not, I want this contest to be as successful and popular and fair as possible. And I feel, especially now, I'm ready to fight for this. And even if it costs me my accreditation, but everything I say, it will come from a place of respect and love. And yes, we can go after Martin Osterdahl a lot, because we feel like it has changed. But now keep in mind, Martin Green is in charge as well. So we cannot just throw it at Martin Osterdahl, although Martin Green says he lets him run the show for the most part. But we need to have a lot of reflection on this. What happened? We don't need to change anything. Israel needs to leave the contest because it's the only country rigging voting. Listen, put Israel aside right now. Imagine Israel wasn't in the contest this year. We still have the issue with the juries overruling the televote. There's still other issues with that are going on here. So I hear you. I absolutely hear you. But it's not the only issue that we have at hand. We don't want to blame everything on Israel all the time. We blame certain things on Israel. They need to get rid of being able to have 20 votes. Another thing, right? It's too open to hijacking and shady campaigns. You know what I mean? To be fair, not every country has 20 votes. I always thought they did, but somebody said earlier Italy only has 5. How do other countries vote in this day and age? Does it change every year? What is the max vote in Sweden or in your country? Let me know. Cyprus only received points from 5 countries and only 2 points away from qualifying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Qualifying is not the most difficult thing in the world. You just need to get enough points to squeeze through. I would assume San Marino made it because of Italy. I mean, I'm happy about that because I damn love that song. But that is just me. Do we think Junior Eurovision? Oh, somebody said something about Junior Eurovision, and I cannot find the comment anymore. My chat is moving too fast. I don't know how Junior Eurovision works, so I cannot really comment on that. I haven't watched Junior Eurovision in years. I'm too old for this. It's kind of creepy when a guy of my age watches little kids perform and react and judge them, so I stay away from that. This little kid needs to go back to school and learn how to sing. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Semifinal 2 results are out, y'all. I don't know why I said it in the gayest voice possible, but I did. So, here we go. I'm going to share my screen again. Or not. There we go. Israel won, actually, not Latvia. Although, you know, coming second is still amazing here, right? 203 points again. What can we say? What can we say? I got a lot of slack when I said Israel could win this contest. And I was right. It almost did. If the juries would have given it just, well, 70 more points, you know, that would have been enough. So Latvia, 130 points, coming second, and then kind of disappearing in the finals. This is such a weird year. Then Finland coming third, and then, you know, kind of doing okay. Greece coming fourth. Yay. Austria only coming fifth in the semi. Then coming fourth overall with the televoters in the finals, improving with more competition and still winning it overall. Lithuania coming sixth. Luxembourg 7. Denmark 8. Malta 9. And Armenia 10. Okay, with 51 points. And then Australia 11th, kind of expected, still sad. And Czechia 12th, there's a little bit of a gap. Well, with only a few countries, this gap makes a big difference. There are also not many points in the semis. Maybe we need to bring back the juries, y'all. Because one friendly, not here maybe, but one 12-pointer, one friendly 12-pointer is enough. It wouldn't have stopped Israel from qualifying and all that stuff, right? But at least would have been a lot more maybe balanced. Like a party 28, so almost the same points. Serbia 28 and Georgia 28. Georgia had the same amount of points as Serbia and Ireland, huh? And then Montenegro 12. Okay. All just very interesting. This is the second year in a row where Australia is coming 11th, by the way, right? Dang. And Armenia did pretty well considering they were in 10th place in the semi. This, you know, is fascinating. And usually would think like, well, it's because of juries, but even the televoters had such a different opinion and taste from the semis and the finals. Like whoever all the semi 1 voters voted differently for semi 2 and vice versa. I have to think this all through, y'all. My brain is bad right now. This is crazy. And Montenegro had 12 points from Serbia. No surprise, and it's the only points they received, huh? Worst results ever for Serbia, you said? That is unfortunate. I like the song. I mean, I like old-fashioned Balkan ballads, and he has a beautiful voice. Probably my favorite male vocalist this year. But I understand it was not the right song. I get that. I mean, I had it in my lower top 10 for the semi. It wasn't like I would have put it through actually on like 9th or 10th place, but it was not a contender from a high points. But hopefully, well, Serbia usually goes through, you know. So one non-qualification will not deter them. The money will deter them. I think it's perception. If people knew Latvia got second, more would have voted for it due to the hype. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But that's one of the reasons I don't want the results up. You don't want to have a song hyped. Oh, well, Armenia only came in 10th place in the semi. I'm not going to vote for it for that reason. No, we need to be fair about that. That I understand. We don't want to have the hype. You want to vote for the song that you like the best. So, but no, I hear that, but it's just very interesting. Very, very interesting. You got to remember, SEMA has a lot of strategic voters to vote less likely qualifier songs that may not make it through. It is true. However, this is not the first Eurovision semi we have. I don't remember the last time it was this dramatic of like up and down, like not semi, not. And Latvia is not the most strategic voted, song, all this stuff. And I don't think it's going to be that dramatic, but that is the point. Like maybe we do need the juries back in the semis. Maybe we do. Again, this will not help with like Israel and all that stuff. I fully understand that, but something has to change, or the voting system. There's a lot to marinate over. I know we're not going to get any answers for a little while from the EBU, but hey. Ads calling voting for Israel appeared on the grand final official live stream. Surely that should be illegal, right? It should be, right? But that's what I'm pointing out. There were ads in front of my videos all the time about Israel. People kept telling me that they came to my live stream and watched my videos. We get these Israeli and the other individuals as well. So yeah, it is an issue. It's not becoming about the song. It's becoming about, certain things. So Greece, what do you think for the results? Somebody's asking. I'm happy for Greece. I had it expected to be a little lower. I thought it would be like lower left side of the scoreboard. I was worried initially if it wasn't going to even qualify, but then I put it in after watching the dress rehearsal. I'm like, okay, that one's going to go through. It has the voice, it has the passion, and so I knew it was going to go through. And I'm happy it did so well. And that's the beauty about Eurovision. Sometimes you can just follow your gut, and it makes it a little, different. Why on earth did they place Latvia, Netherlands, Finland next to each other that early when they all performed well in their semi? That's why I feel like we need to at least get the first and second half random order again. The producers think they know what they're doing, but right now they're almost really damaged the results here. So again, I don't know if they're going to learn anything from this. We shall see. We shall see. Let me get this straight. Estonia got more jury points than Albania. That's crazy. I guess they have, huh? Yeah. I was worried that Albania would not get as many jury votes, but I didn't expect Estonia getting that many jury votes. I think people just really, really loved the song. And sometimes you look past, and honestly, it was Tommy's best vocal performance. I've seen him this final. Would you agree from what have you seen? That was probably his best. I'm not saying he's amazing. I'm just saying, he is amazing, just he's not the most amazing vocalist from a technical perspective. I'm trying to be as polite as possible here, and I'm really sucking at it. But the point is that, that's usually what something the juries would look out for, but apparently they just enjoyed the song enough. Oh, hang on one second. Don't eat that. My dog's eating my stuff. This little stinker tried to eat my clothes. We're not going to do that. So I think he's hungry. So I'm giving him a little treat. Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? No? Oh, yes, you do want it. There you go. Get down. Eat this. Okay. My little Gaston eating my shirt. So anyway, sorry. Where are you from? I live in California. If that's what you're asking. Could these new results... this chat sometimes jumps when I try to click on something. Could these new results be that the juries are now more diverse than in previous years, which we asked to see? I think so. I mean, we have to look at the exact breakdown. Maybe in the past, like by age and all of that stuff, even by gender, maybe, I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know if that's the answer. We would have to actually look at the detailed individual votes of the jurors. In the past, they released all of that with information and who it was and all of that stuff. So let's see here. Any other questions? I know, again, I'll be back tomorrow. I have to marinate over everything as well in the evening. 203 points must be a mistake, as 192 is the max in semi-2. Yeah, you're right? Because there are 19 countries, right? And they cannot vote for themselves. It's 18. Alexa, what is 18 times 12? Oh, I can do it in my head. Okay. So if it's 20, so it's 204. No, it can be enough. No, wait. No, it can be enough. Wait, didn't we have 9? Wait, how many countries did we have? We have 19 countries, right? And wait. 8. Oh, the rest of the world. Duh. I forgot about the rest of the world. Yeah, no, that's what it should be enough. So we have 228 then, right? Yes, 228. So then minus that, it's 216. So that means I got virtually every 12 points with a few 10 pointers in there or something like that. Or was it just, I'd have to look at the details. It's just crazy. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's in a real world, that's impossible. It's impossible. So we have an issue, Houston. So it's unfortunate that we're now talking about, all of these situations rather than focusing on the music. And that is what we were trying to avoid for months and months. And the EBU even contacted the Spanish broadcaster for just even mentioning Gaza. Like, if you mention Gaza one more time, you're going to pay a fine. And then they responded, we'll talk about it. So it is getting, what needs to change? Rest of the world vote. It's a mess. And the fact that we can vote almost 24 hours before the show. Exactly. I'm in favor of the rest of the world vote on paper, because it if you feel engaged and you have the say in the vote, it's more fun and it provides more exposure to the contest, and I'm all for it. But if it's that manipulated, it's an issue. Now, granted, it's only one set of votes, but in a semi, as you can see, it can make a big difference. Even in the finals, if the points fall a certain way. So it needs to be done differently. So it is quite crazy. It is quite crazy. Man, I want to focus on the good stuff. I get to go to Austria again. I go to Austria a lot, but not a lot. But, because the last time I went to Austria, I went to Innsbruck and we went to Meters, which has the longest Sommerrodelbahn alpine coaster in Europe or somewhere. Well, it's like super long. It's my favorite thing to do, so I get to go back and do it. What? So I'm really excited about that. And yeah, so I'm not sad it's in Austria. I'm not sad, even though next year I need Croatia and Serbia and hopefully Romania returning to step it up, because I really want to go there. Greece, win it for us. I really want to go to different places as well that I haven't been to. So for selfish reasons. So let's answer a few more questions at ESC United. Again, I'll be back tomorrow after we had some time to marinate. Is it time for 100% jury vote in the final? No. If you have 100% jury vote, why would you want to bother watching if you have no say? You want to have Televote have a say, but the current system is beyond broken, and I'm still don't get it why it hasn't been fixed. We saw what happened last year, and I'm not saying I get everything right, but I was right about this. I kept saying this will happen again. There's no reason to believe this will change, and this could be the reason why Israel wins, and I was right. This is not about the song, and we all know that, and that is the issue. So unless they fix it. Yeah, we need to have televote, but we don't need to have it like this, the way it is right now. In Vienna, the ticket prices were decent, no rip off. He was hoping they bring the prices down a bit next year because I was priced out of this year, couldn't afford it. Yeah, if I had to miss another year, I'm glad it's in Switzerland. A lot of people stayed in just across the border in Germany, then it's significantly cheaper, which is funny. You would think like Germany would be more expensive, but no. So yeah, Switzerland is just an expensive country. So this is now Austria's third win, right? They won in 1966 with Udo Jürgens, in 2014 with Conchita Wurst. I remember being in Copenhagen during that moment. It was amazing. And now we have JJ, and I'm happy. I'm happy for Austria. Now, the question is, where are we going to go? What's going to happen? But yeah, I'm rooting for a country that hasn't won in a while, of course, for next year, but we are a year now. Wonder, I didn't have PED last year. I'm not sure if we're going to have PED this time around. We shall see. People saying like Serhat still has San Marino's best result. Yes, that is true. I mean, a qualification is a win for San Marino in my book. I felt that way anyways. So sad it's last. I predicted it to come last, actually. Do you want to go through that real quick? How terrible were my predictions? Since you're judging me already anyways. I still have it here, I think. I thought San Marino comes last in 26. Right? So I got that one right. I'm going to bring up the list right now. I thought Denmark will come in 25th. I wasn't that far off. They came in 23rd. Okay. In 24th, I thought Iceland. They came 25th. I'm doing okay so far. In 23rd, I had Norway. They did better. They did 18th, right? Then in 22nd, I thought we're going to have the UK, and they came 19th. Okay. In 21st, I had Portugal, and they came 21st. Ding, 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 ding. My second one on the nose. And this is where I completely got the biggest discrepancy of the night is Italy. I thought that's going to be the worst year. Not because I don't like the song, but I felt like it was too old-fashioned. But nope, they came in the top 5 thanks to the juries. But even with the televoter, they did really well. So that was not. Then in 19th place, I put Spain. They came in 24th. They did, but I could see that happening. In 18th, I had Luxembourg. They came 22nd. In 17th, I had Germany. They came 15th. In 16th place, I had Lithuania. They came 16th. Ding, 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 ding. Ding, ding, ding. I want to have a ding, ding. In 15th place, I have Latvia, and they came 13th. Okay. Then in 14th place, I underestimated. I said it was midfield, but they did way better. In 14th place, I have Greece. They came in 6th place. And the one that I thought could be a surprise, didn't quite do as well, is Armenia in 13th. They came only 20th. And in 12th place, I thought it's going to get dragged down by the juries. And honestly, I didn't expect it. It's a weird year, So I had Estonia actually in 12th place. They came in 3rd. Then in 11th place, I thought we had Poland. They came 14th. All right. And my top 10 were also off a little. 10th place was Malta. They flopped with the televoter, so that didn't happen. In 9th place, I had Albania, and they came 8th. I was close. Then in 8th place, I had Ukraine. They came 9th, right? Yeah. Then in 7th place, they're stuck here. Hang on. In 7th place, sadly, I had the Netherlands. They didn't do as well. And then here comes the shocker, because I thought either France or Austria would slightly underperform, is what I thought. So I went with France, thinking they're going to do really well, but it was the other way around. So that's why I put Austria in 6th place. I took a risk. But yeah, it was the other way around. Otherwise, yeah. Then in 4th place, it was no, fifth place, I had Israel that did even better. I thought it was the rinse and repeat. I thought I took a risk with Switzerland in fourth place, but in the end, they did really well with it. But then 0 points from the televote really hurt it. And then in third place, I thought we were going to have Finland, and they came only 11th. Second, I had Sweden, and they came fourth. And then I thought France will be the Austria. But I got Austria and France mixed up. If I would have flipped them around, I would have been so much better. Some of them I got really good, others were not. But it was a really weird year. No, there wasn't the Indonesian flag for Poland or whatever you said. I flipped it really quick. I don't have it here right now. Where do I have it? It's Poland. I just held it weird. Here, it even says on the back, Poland. And because of you, I dropped the card. Don't eat that, Gaston. All right. All right, so where were we? Okay. During the France performance, when the sand coming from behind her, it just looked like explosive diarrhea and couldn't take it seriously. Some people said that I didn't see it that way, but once somebody said it, I couldn't unsee it either. But yeah, it's just how it goes sometimes. You know, I connected with it, but a lot of people didn't. And maybe I would have felt differently if I've never heard the songs. I only came into the bubble a week and 2 weeks ago, right? I haven't listened to any songs until like 2 weeks ago. France was like my number, I don't know, 6 or so. But I love these beautiful ballads. But again, look at the juries. The juries were much more like my number 1 in the end was Switzerland, right? And that came second with the juries. My number 2 was Sweden. That was a little lower. Then the Netherlands was, I think, my 3rd, which then came 6? Were they like also top 5 or top 6 with the juries? You got my point. I know that I had United Kingdom also in my top 5, and Austria was there as well. And who am I missing? There were a few of them. I did have San Marino high up though, but no, in the lower top 10 though, to be fair. But yeah. So for the most part, my taste is more in line with the juries, actually. So that's the interesting part. Thank you. I wanted to thank you for giving the best and most informed coverage in the lead up to ESC. Really appreciate it. You are fair to everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm trying. I always keep in mind, we all have our bias. Everybody has a bias. I do, you do. Every single jury member has a bias. And the most important thing is you need to be aware of it. You need to just know that you have certain preferences, and they will always be part of anything you say or you judge. That makes us humans, right? Shitty humans. Yes, I'm sorry if I missed any super chats. I came into this whole Eurovision season very, very, very unprepared. So I'm kind of shooting from the hip here. But I'll be more prepared next time, I promise. Anyone surprised that Finland didn't even reach the top 10? I was surprised about that. I was not too surprised by the jury vote, but I thought Finland would go big with the televote. I didn't know if it was go as big as some of the fans anticipated. I thought it's going to do well, like at least 150 or so. I was never a biggest fan of the song, but I thought it would. It just had all the ingredients to do well. Biggest shock of the night. Again, I don't know if I can just point at anything. Switzerland, again, getting 0, biggest shock. Finland not making top 10, biggest shock. And the whole points about, like hardly any countries barely making it to 200 this year. Estonia getting 200, being basically, if you don't count Israel, the televote winner, right? So that is the biggest shock as well. Has the winter conference been canceled? So I have not been online and checking. I mean, I've been online. Hi. But I'm talking, I have not been checking because I'm busy talking to y'all. But somebody mentioned earlier in the chat, it has not happened either. So we didn't have semi-final conferences. And this is bad, y'all. This is bad. I love Eurovision and I want nothing but the best for Eurovision. And if criticizing certain parts of what's currently happening in Eurovision is a reason to take my accreditation away in the future, then I will do that and I'll just accept the punishment. But this has to change. This has to change. We don't get to have any conversations with the artists at all, or the EBU. It's all behind closed doors now, and we are being pushed and pushed further out. And some people may be celebrating that, but keep in mind, it sounds awfully familiar. This is, yes, Eurovision is just a minor thing. It's not the end of the world. Who cares, right? It's not end up be all. It's a stupid TV show. But we love it. And I think Eurovision is so much more than just a stupid TV show. It's really supposed to be unity, and like one evening per year we come together, maybe bicker a little bit, but for the most part, it's just fun. And right now, it does not feel like fun. It's still fun. You get my point. Taya, half of Austria, has won Eurovision twice now in a row. She co-wrote The Code and Wasted Love. She knows how to write pop opera songs, huh? Good for her. She's going to become the next Johnny Logan. Although she has not won singing herself, but I'm glad. You know, it's nice to see Austria. Austria is also a power player now at Eurovision. Yes, they have like a few ups and downs, but they're trying stuff. Matt, it's 126, not 203. Oh, okay. I just looked at Eurovision World. That's what they have, 203. Did they fix it? They still have 203 on Eurovision World. So we have to sue Eurovision World for this. I'm kidding, of course. Or am I? Okay, so that's good to know. At least it's not as dramatic high, but it doesn't really... No, it says 203. 203 on the Eurovision World site as well. On the Eurovision.tv. Hazel was fabulous. Michelle added nothing tonight. I agree with that. And there's nothing... I don't know Michelle Hunsinger. So I cannot really like have any strong opinion about her status, celebrity status, or anything. But as someone who didn't know her, like, I don't know why they had to add her, thinking that she would be like a draw for people, like Graham Norton kind of important. I don't know. But Hazel, I mean, both of them are good. Sandra, she's great too. Like she's not the comedian, but she was still funny, and she kept up with Hazel's humor. I thought those two were both fantastic. They were both naturals. So I am definitely... Do you think Turkey is going to return in Eurovision? Would you like to? The second part is... First part, no. Second part, yes. I don't think Turkey will return until there is a change in the regime, I don't think. But do I want them back? 100%. Turkey adds so much flavor to the contest, and we need them back. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime. The detailed breakdown score on official site for Israel is different than the total points page. And things were going so well, y'all. Things were going just perfectly fine. Ah, Jesus Christ. Well, then but are the other ones correct? I mean, it doesn't matter in the end, right? Because we know what happened in the finals. Wouldn't it be funny if they had to fix the current points as well? That it was actually inaccurate. Oh gosh, that would be fun. Oh, I hope this is going to happen. The EBU made a mistake, and they're going to have to get into a lot of trouble. Given the current voting system, do you think underrated countries like Lithuania, Cyprus, San Marino, Albania, Poland, Czechia, Belgium, like which country isn't underrated? Iceland, Montenegro have any winning chance? Yes, they absolutely do. Cyprus came second not that long ago. Poland has come second in the past. I mean, it's been 30 years, but the point is they can do well. Czechia has done well. They came, what, 6th place in the televote in particular? No, they can do well. Iceland won the jury vote, and it's just, it has to line up, the jury and the televoters, and they need to have the right song. Absolutely they have. Belgium has won the contest. They have done well with both the juries and the televoters, just they seem to have different opinions every year. So I know it doesn't feel that way because it seems like Sweden, Austria, and then there's Netherlands always doing well. Not this year's a little different story. You know, you got my point. But there is no evidence that shows that they can't do well. They said the same thing about Portugal until 2017 happened. They say that about a lot of countries. You can make the same case. Germany is always doing bad. Can they ever win? They won in 2010 randomly, and then they went back to we're sucking at everything. But hey, you know, I don't hold UK can win over the public. Yes, they can. Sam Ryder won them over. So if he can win it over, people will vote for it. But keep in mind, what the hell just happened was immensely unpopular. Not with me. I love it. With the fans the moment it was released. And then other parts like Instead I Wrote a Song and Dizzy, bad vocal performances. And you say, well, Estonia was bad too, but they had a much more popular song. Neither of those songs were like super high up. So keep that in mind. The UK needs to come up with the right recipe. They, like Switzerland did, like the Netherlands did, like Austria did. They all came up with a way to actually no longer suck at the contest. So keep that in mind. Thank you so much for this super chat. They need to tighten security as well. No matter what you think, 2 people tried to rush the stage and throw red paint on you. Well, I mean, they did tighten security, right? Now, the Israel circumstances are very unique, and if you look at videos that people took from inside the arena, there were so many security people in there, like dozens. I think they were really tight, especially for Israel. It has been pretty tight. We have not had a state invader for quite some time. Now, there are other things that could happen as well. I understand that with the paint you mentioned, but it's very, very difficult. Since nothing happened, I think security was effective. Unless you talk about you're not getting in with paint in the first place. I don't know what you can do. Like a strip search for every person. You can put some paint or like in your shoe or something like that. It's very, very difficult. So I understand that. It's not, but I think they've done good with security. Do you think countries with large diaspora, Israel, Greece, Ukraine, Armenia, will always qualify and score well no matter what they send? So both Israel and Ukraine, for very different reasons. I'm not comparing apple to apples. For different reasons, their current situation is a little different. Greece, plenty of times, has not qualified and has done poorly. So no. Same for Armenia. Greece, Armenia. If you were to put that, then you have to put Lithuania in. Then you have to put Serbia into this. There are so many other countries who have that. Now, again, Israel and Ukraine, different situation, because Israel also in the past plenty of times did not qualify. Right now, it's just a very unique story due to the circumstances we all know about. Did you not see the Estonia? What? You're kidding right now, the Estonia one, right? The Estonia one was part of the performance. Okay, got it. It's a joke. It's a joke. Okay, it took me a second there. I'm like, oh no, don't tell me. Okay, I was like, don't. Let's not forget that Croatia won the televote last year. Exactly. And came second overall. There is a chance for small countries. Exactly. The song needs to be there. Yes. And Finland did well. You know, won the televote in 2023 and then kind of underperformed this time around. You know, it does happen. Iceland did well in 2019 in the televote. The other one, Cyprus, you know, did so well in the televote in 2018. If San Marino can do a top 10 in the televote with, say, na na na, come on, anything can happen. I wish Latvia did as well as in the finale. Me too. I'm still happy they did well enough, but they deserved more considering they're so high in the semis. But it's glad. I hope this is encouraging for a lot of other countries. There is a place for diversity. And that is what has been shown today, at least, you know, in this year's contest. Let me take a look at... do they have the results already, at least on Wikipedia? No. I mean, they have the results, but not the full breakout. That's also like a nice clean breakout here by country vote that's still being worked on. Yeah, even on Wikipedia, they have 203 points. Israel. So the detailed votes page for Lithuania and Semi-2 says they gave Latvia and Israel. They gave them what? They gave them what? Attitude. Oh, there was another super chat here. Hang on. They need to tighten security as well, no matter what you think. 2 people tried to rush the stage and throw it. Oh, we had that one already. Sorry. What's another super chat? Then forgive me. I don't see that one. At this moment, as how hungry Eurovision is, do you think it would accept a joint entrance by Romania and Moldova? Oh, now you're opening a can of worms here, huh? But under what name? Morania? I don't think you can. It would be cool if they allow something like that, right? Again, if I miss a super chat, I'm deeply, deeply sorry, and I appreciate your support. Hang on here 1 second. I wish my software would show me all these super chats like at the top, but it only shows in the chat. I need to use a different software next year. Do you think it would help to start the voting after all songs have been performed again? Then you cannot just vote and stop watching after. No, because then would be the same. The voting at the end then only gives the late songs a higher chance. So I don't dislike the idea of voting early. Again, the Israel situation is unique. Israel would have gotten a lot of points whether they do go first or last. So this does not matter. Estonia was very popular. It went viral online. People loved it from the beginning. It's just a little bit of the Norway, the Kaino, I think, of 2025 to a certain extent. So I'm not too surprised. So I think Estonia would have done worse if we didn't have early voting, for sure. But then they did so well anyway, so it's only fair. Do you think Norway and Sweden will go back to sending only English songs the next 10 years? Well, Norway was sending an English song anyways this year. For Sweden, I don't think so. I mean, they did really well. They came in 4th place. And keep in mind, I still think that Sweden will send more English songs. This was a random out of the ordinary year, just the way the points fell in Melodifestivalen. But I don't think people will feel discouraged in Sweden to send another Swedish song. Sometimes the international juries prevented that from happening. I mean, they wanted Mats Zelmerlow's Revolution. But I am more hopeful that this will happen. Same for Germany. And sure, now it's sad because we have an English winner, a song that is in English. But I think overall it was still a victory for the languages. Any thoughts on the lowest point total for the winner since the system change in 2016? I think I pointed that out before. There needs to be a lot of dialogue that needs to happen. A lot of dialogue. I think that having a low score in itself is not a bad thing, but just how all the televote points were sucked into one area, it sucked. Eurovision voting system needs to change. Lots of public points for Ukraine and Israel feels unfair. Points from jury doesn't make much sense either. I think we're going in circles a little bit. We've been talking about that quite a bit now. So, but yes, it feels unfair. I feel the same way as well. And I do agree it needs to change. But the question is how? How? It's always easy to say it needs to change. So, yes, the question is how are you going to fix it? And that is something we all need to think about. Do you always do so well at predicting the exact televote scores? You did such a great job. Did I, though? I mean, I did predict that Israel would win. Sure. I did. What I said, Sweden would come second. I did say that, right? Yeah. I thought that I did say that either France or Austria would be the one that the televotes would go for. I didn't know which one. I thought it would be France, not Austria. So technically I didn't get that one right. I figured that Estonia would do well. I underestimated Greece a little bit, although I saw the growth there. So I got some. I mean, it's hard. Not all of them, but some of them, I guess. Sure, I'll take it. I'm just Nostradamus. There you go. I'm amazing and I don't do any mistakes, and you should always listen to me. Oh, money. I think we need to be realistic about the fact that this was a down year in terms of song quality, and the crazy results and low scoring winner are a byproduct of that. So that is also subjective, though. I personally prefer 24-5. I thought last year was a weak year for the most part. The difference is I felt last year we had such obvious favorites and strong entries, and the rest was just in between. This year, I feel it's a little bit more spread out. Like if I were to do a comparison, I like 25 better than 24. But a lot of people disagree. I don't know. Or maybe it is a 2011 for a lot of people, and it's just personal taste. We are mad. Fourth is good, but Tommy Cash better in jury. Don't get me started on the fishy credit cards vote scam, right? That's what I'm saying. You can, you can vote. I mean, rest of the world in itself only accounts for one set of votes, so you can only do so much. But I don't know how it works in other countries and all that stuff. So, but the EBU chose not to do anything about it. And that is the frustrating part. That's what you meant. 24 was more top heavy. Fair enough. I agree with that. I agree with that assessment. And it could have been, but that's just the luck of the draw, right? We cannot control that. Yes, we will listen. And in the reaction to the televote too, your guesses were so close, apart from Finland and France. Yeah, I mean, Finland, I should have listened to my gut, because I listened to the song. Like, I don't quite get the hype about the song. It's fun and it's visually amazing, but I don't think it was melodically as strong as I wanted it to be. And France, yeah, France was the flop in my prediction for sure. Should have stuck with Austria. Oh, that was again the junior Eurovision. I personally think that the voting system does need to change. Surely the system used in junior, minus voting for your own country, would work. I'm not familiar. I forgot how you all vote online. Don't you have to vote for at least 3 countries or something like that? I like the idea that you can only vote for each country once, right? And then you have to, in addition, vote for 2 other countries. I love that idea. Is that the one we're talking about? Whatever it is, the EBU needs to change this. And hopefully 25 will be looked at the year where Eurovision received a reset. And I am more than ever determined to put my information out there and my content to push towards that. And nobody cares what Matt at ESC United has to say, except for the 3 of you in the chat here. But something has to change. And maybe we don't have to change the 12, 10, 8 points, but maybe the way points are being collected needs to change. So that would be another thing. But there's a lot to think about. I don't have the answer for you right here, right now. That's why in junior televote is always evenly split, and the jury winner is overall winner. Okay, so that's another good point, though. So then maybe the juries have to vote in a similar fashion. Although I don't know how that would work out. Yeah, so there are a few things we need to take into account. Again, we don't have an answer right here, right now. Fair enough. I'm not expecting us to fix it all tonight. But these are good suggestions. These are good suggestions. Do you think we missed a real rock song this year? Something like Blind Channel, bro? I think we did. The closest we had was Armenia, right? That was the closest to rock. I missed it a little, I will say. But, every year is a little different. I didn't think about it too much because, again, I came so late into the bubble. Should we go back to the random running order? Voting aside, I hate that Sweden got a great spot based on hype, despite the fact that they came 5th in the semifinal. Yes, I always advertise for random running order. And I know what some of you are saying, well, the flow is better. You don't want to have 5 ballots in a row. Yeah, nobody does. But the EBU makes this 100% or like 90%, it seems, entertainment, and just put very little about the competition. The competitive fairness is at stake here. And that is the issue. Sometimes you get unlucky with the draw. That's just how it goes sometimes. Or I will at least, put it at least in like quarters. So like 1 for 6, 6 to 10, 12, to, and that kind of stuff. I know it doesn't add up to 26, but you get my point. That would be something we could at least talk about, but it needs to be more fairness. But instead, they're going the opposite. Remember, then we have like, what, of those songs, 14 are chosen by the producers. And then it's Sweden and France. Both of them, you can make a case. France also, and I love the French song. I love the Swedish song too, though. They both got like pimp slots, and so did Finland. You get the pimp slot, and then they're all underperformed. Well, Estonia gets a shite slot, and they still did well. Imagine if they would have gone later, how they would have done. We'll never know, but that's the reality we live in. So at least there needs to be some randomness and fairness to it. Yeah, like group of 5s, and then one group of 6, or whatever it may be. Something like that, I think, would be fair, and they still have a little bit of wiggle room, right? If they really don't want to have like this dramatic 5, or at least minimize or reduce that chance. That is just so fair. And I don't think it's going to happen because the EBU doesn't listen to... the only time the EBU will make a change is not because me, Matt, at ESC United complains on the live stream. It's when actually the broadcaster, not any broadcaster, the big shot broadcasters will say something. So if the BBC, the German broadcaster, or the one that a little bit more influence, speak out. Because they are the ones that spend the money. That's how Russia was actually eliminated. The EBU didn't eliminate Russia. The EBU even made a statement saying, we stay out of politics, blah, blah, blah. I know they're currently, killing a country that is in the, you're like, no. That's when some broadcasters said, we will not allow this. We will withdraw if they're staying. And sure enough, the EBU said, okay, Russia is out. So I remember all of this because ESC and I, we made this statement immediately saying we will not report on Russia, just like we did the same thing about Belarus when they were withdrawn. Not withdrawn, when they were eliminated, disqualified. So that's how it works. The broadcasters, especially the powerful ones, need to speak out. So that's basically what it is. And I know it sounds like, conspiratorial, but it's reality. I've been doing this long enough to know, and I speak to people. I know people. I do. It sounds so, oh gosh, it sounded so assholey what I just said. I know people. I'm important. I didn't mean it that way. I've been speaking to people who know the scoop, I'm very important. You should be very lucky that you're talking to me. Well, my dog is sleeping over there and eating my shirt again. I do personally think that points should be evenly distributed more and not just to be the top 10. Maybe having proportional system could work. Yes, I'm thinking, Connor, we talked about that earlier just a little bit. That's exactly, I think we may have to get away from the 12, 10, 8 pointers. It's just kind of like, something has to change. Last time Austria hosted, Australia was invited to in the 60th edition. Do you think another country will be invited on the 70th edition? Oh, what a funny coincidence, huh? That it's I will say maybe. Because I am still worried that certain countries will withdraw. And if more countries withdraw, they either have to starting to switch to one semi, because, if you have 12 countries in a semi, why bother with a semi? They would have to replace those or really come up with a different approach. Make it more affordable. There's a lot of things that need to fix. There's a lot to talk about. I have so much to write down, y'all. Have you heard that RTVE is getting a fine because they question Israel's participation? Yes. And they talked about Gaza, and they actually released a statement shortly before the show saying, well, I don't think it's political if we talk about human lives and humanitarian stuff. So, and I retweeted or re-X'd that as well, because I'm like, go you. Because the big broadcasters, at least the EBU, is a little bit more careful, pissing them off too much. And a little fancy, we have to be a little bit more careful with what we say and how we say it, because some people, fans like ESC Gabe, former member of ESC United, he didn't get accreditation because the EBU's mighty mad at him. So it's going to be an interesting year, but I have every intention to be in Austria next year, and I have every intention to be here around the year, providing you all with some content through out the year. There's a lot to talk about, especially fixing 2025. There's a lot of to talk about. I know you hate copying Mailfest, but pushing towards a better supported app would be good. You could implement a plethora of different ranking systems. It's not that I have everything against Melodifestivalen. There are a lot of things that I like about Melodifestivalen, so it's not like a sweeping generalization, like everything about Mailfest is bad. Now, just certain aspects I don't agree with, but I don't mind the idea of an app, but at the same time, not everybody uses app. A certain generation doesn't use app voting as much. Boomers, older Gen Xers, they don't really are as technically sophisticated. And don't tell me I'm one of those and I know how to use it. I know that. But there are plenty of them that don't. So I think they need to have an alternative in addition to app voting. But I like the idea of that. There could be other things. There could be so many different things they could explore. Can you imagine the fans who calculated the scores in real life during the voting, seeing that there was 178 points left between Austria and Switzerland, and then Switzerland got 0? Oh, I could only imagine, because if Switzerland would have gotten half of those points, Israel would have won. That is true. How funny. And I know people sometimes calculate that. I don't, because it takes away from the fun. But I remember one year at Eurovision, one of my team members tried to spoil it for me. I will not say who or in what year, but they turned around and said, nope, they're going to win, because I calculated it as I was doing a live reaction video. Nice, mad. 99.9% of the time went away, and I went red, and I used expletives that I've never heard before coming out of my mouth for ruining that experience for me. I was so fierce. It's been years and years, don't worry. But I was so mad. Oh, so if someone were that to do to me. No, Sean didn't do it. Sean would have done it. No. Don't worry. I'm not gonna. No. I'm not gonna say who it was. They weren't off camera. It wasn't on camera at that point. Actually, it was on camera. Never mind. So I remember the situation. I'm trying to remember the details. I remember I heard him saying something. I calculated the results. And he started talk, or said he, so now it's a guy. And I turned to him and I was like, if you say one effing word, I'm going to effing kill you. And like, don't you dare ruin this for me. Yes, I did say that. So I didn't hear it at that point. And then I cut that out, me cursing at that person. And it was, yeah, I don't know what, so. So no, it wasn't the Danish guy either. So don't worry. So it was just a funny situation. I don't want to, and we were friends after this one. I was just mad at that point. So, is that still on tape? No, I cut that out. I didn't hear what he said or how many points, but I just heard, well, according to the points, it's blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I was like, and did I apologize? No, because I meant it. Okay, now you hear some behind the scenes stuff. It's been years. No, it wasn't Gabe either. So why does Israel participate in Eurovision when it's clear that the significant part of the audience doesn't seem to welcome its presence in the competition? Because they can win this contest, as you can see. And it's a little bit more than just, they know what they're doing. You know why they do it. You are totally right. I would feel the same. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? The other year, somebody else actually sat next to me and had the calculator ready. And like, why do you have a calculator? Well, I just want to see, like, fine, if you want to calculate, you can do that, but you're not going to be on camera. So, and you're not going to be near us. And then that person put the calculator away as well. Yeah. So that is kind of like how I roll. And I'm a nice guy, like, but don't ruin the fun for me. Matt, it seems Germany is not hated anymore. 2 years in a row of decent scores, which is interesting. Last year, it was basically the juries, though, that saved Germany, right? Although Germany got only 15 points in the televote, they still got more than like 5 other countries. They were still like 20th place in overall. And then this year was like half-half, right? They both got in the 70s, I think. So this was a good step forward. And the best part is it's a song in German. Hopefully, this is something we can see in the future again. That would have been nice. So I am very happy for Germany, even though, again, the song is just fine to me. I'm not like in super love with it, but I am glad that people enjoyed it and that they did what they did. So I think we should call it a night, right? Because it's late where you are and I need to eat. But I will be back tomorrow evening, probably 7 p.m. Central European time. We'll talk a little bit. I need to go through those numbers. I need to really rehash and figure out my brain. But everyone else, thank you so much for coming and staying this late. And thank you. And sorry if I missed some super chats. I love you all, and I will do better. It's just, again, this year was all last minute for me because I didn't think I would be back. And before you all leave, just hit the like button, as Aussie Rose, my wonderful moderator, said. Thank you for that as well. And have a good night. Congratulations, Austria. And I'll see you on the other side, okay? Bye-bye.